We continue to preview the 2025 college volleyball season. Our stop today is Pineville, Louisiana, where we visit with Brittany Salloum, who is the head volleyball coach for the Louisiana Christian Wildcats. Coached last season. Let's start there quickly. 15 and 18 overall, tied the record for wins for the program. So congratulations there. Many other records that were set over the course of the season. So tell us a little bit about 24 to bring us in.
Yeah. So that was our last season was our first season where we had a really full schedule. We played the most matches we've played since the program started. So we got out of the spot where you're too new and people don't want to play you, and we're not yet to the spot where you're too good and people are afraid to play you. So we had a really full season. So it was long. The girls were tired when it was all said and done. Like you said, we did tie for our season best in terms of wins from the season previous. As a coach, obviously, I feel like there are some matches that were on the other side of that dash that we should have won that, just based on point in the season or, whatever, just the day, the time, whatever it was, we didn't win. So I wish we could have beat instead of tie the season wins, but it's not a step backwards, so I'll take it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, and for folks who may not know, Louisiana Christian, it was a NCAA Division III program when you started the program, the volleyball program at the time, and the athletic department was Division III. Now it's in NAIA. So even in the midst of all that, there's transition. So trying to get that schedule exactly where you want it to be, I totally get it. One of the things about it, though, I mean, you won 3 of your last 5 matches for the second year in a row. You won your opening round match in the Red River Athletic Conference tournament, so props to you for that. 5 seniors on this team that are moving on from graduation. That includes Katie Spell and Kiara Jones and others whose names are all over the Wildcat record book. So talk a little bit about some of those players.
Yeah. So this season, that was that last group, last opportunity for COVID kids. I don't know if that's what we're sort of referring to them or not, but the people who had that 5th year. So I had Leah Stamps. That was her 5th season. Tremendous for us on defense. A good kid too, like a kid who you want as many as you can have as a coach. Katie Spell was on the right side for us, multiple conference honors. She was very reliable for us. Sometimes, in volleyball, the right side can be a little bit overlooked or a little bit, they're not your go-to player necessarily. And with Katie there, she was that person for us. Sometimes she was our outlet. Kiara Jones, 6 foot tall, so you can't go wrong with a tall volleyball player. Excellent on defense at the net. Excellent on offense. She will be missed. Replacing her will be very difficult. So sad to see him go, but I love when I have seniors because it means I did my job and I got them through 4 years and they got 4 seasons hopefully, and they are moving on to their next phase of life. So it's sad to see them go, but I'm grateful that they're moving forward. So.
Exactly. Well, you don't graduate the whole program, so that's a good thing, Coach. And among those coming back, Emma Cawthor, your setter, who, by the way, her name is on that record book and just continue to climb the list there as well. But with so much of the offensive firepower from last season's team then moving on, who is Emma going to be setting and what kind of role will she be playing in 25?
Yeah. So this is the first year where I could use the phrase we're having a rebuilding year because it took me this long to build it. And now we're not going to take a step back, but we only have really one returning attacker who played for us last season. That's my other middle, Mallory Wills. And she did great as a freshman. But as you know, one person is not enough to make an offense happen in volleyball. So definitely recruiting heavy. I have several commitments. They're all hitters because I'll take a DS or a setter if they happen to be better than what I have, but I need people to score points. So what's nice is as the program has grown, I have gotten obviously more and more selective in who we recruit and in the people we're making offers to. So it's more work, obviously, but trying to recruit kids who are going to help us push forward through what we've already done versus keep us where we're at or, move backward, which we do not want.
Exactly. Well, but and you're still going to have Emma there as well too, and that's
Yes.
quality because that's a consistent point when you bring those
Yes,
that new firepower in. We're visiting with Brittany Salloum, who is the
absolutely.
head volleyball coach at Louisiana Christian here on Midwest Sports Net. And I encourage you, please take the time, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We talk about small college sports and more throughout the Midwest and beyond. And when you look at the roster, coach, from 24. The ones who aren't graduating, you move down the juniors and sophomores that were on that list. So
Mhm.
many of them seem to be part of what shored up the defense for you. Tell us a little bit
Yes.
about what we might see in 2025 on the defensive side.
Yeah. So, defense and setters, that's what I've got returning. So, um, I was a DS in college. I love defense. So if I could win games and have an entire team of DSs, I would do that because I'm there for, I call them my littles, my little people.
You get it.
They are relentless. My girls, they play defense. I tell them you have to be a little bit unhinged to play defense because you can't care about your body. You can't be worried you're going to get hurt. You just got to go for it. So, all returning, all have experience. And I had a freshman DS who is very skilled. She's just a freshman, and we had a senior libero. So I think she's going to have an opportunity to really step forward next year. But none of them have consistently played the libero spot. So we'll be figuring out who's going to step into that role that Leah left open, or it could be a newcomer. You just never know. So we've got a little bit of transition there as well, but enough returning experience that will be good.
I mentioned a little earlier, and just reminding people, you started the program way back
Mhm.
when, and culture seems to be something that's of very much importance to you. So, talk about
Yeah.
the culture that you've built there in Pineville in your tenure to where it is right now.
Yeah. So honestly, most coaches can probably relate to this. So I was a first time head coach taking or starting this program. I was probably a little bit unrealistic about what I could do in a short amount of time. I was a little bit pie in the sky. Um, but building the culture is infinitely harder than getting the wins. Like you can start winning before you even have the culture piece in place, but making sure that the program looks the way you want it to, it takes time. And so that's another place where we're in transition because a significant portion of our leadership and team have gone. So the dynamic will definitely be different. But it was very important to me that we have a family atmosphere. I'm 1,200 miles from home. I've got girls from all over at any given time. And so, and making that transition for a lot of them is scary to go from high school and club where you've played with girls for years and you're familiar and you have your parents, and now
Mhm.
you're off on your own. And so wanting them to feel comfortable. Um, I'm big on respect. Um, they not only need to respect me but each other, and sometimes the most difficult part is helping 18 to 22-year-olds understand how to respect themselves in their decision making and in how they present themselves and how they speak to other people. um, and then I would say the other big component is obviously faith. So I'm from up north originally, so down south, it seems like everybody grows up in the church. So it's kind of an expectation that you'll have a faith of some kind versus um, maybe an active thing that they chose. I don't know if that's the right way to say it or not. Big Catholic area here. So we've got all kinds, I have girls on my team who are not believers. I've got girls who would say they're Catholic. I've got girls who would say they're Christian, and everything in between. So just helping them navigate that and what a relationship looks like for them with Jesus and making it their own, and making sure there's room for them to explore and question, and what do I believe, and how does this fit into my life, and those kinds of things. So I think those are the biggest things for us.
I understand. Well, it seems like it's something that is continuing to grow and develop for you, Coach. So
Yes.
we look ahead then as 25 is here. 2025
Yeah.
is here. Wow, and it's a little ways off from the season, but I know, Coach, it'll get here before you know it.
Yes.
Red River Conference schedule will be a big part once again, but you guys open the season at Central Baptist, and I know you have the pre-conference schedule as well. Can you tell us a little bit about the 2025 outlook?
Yeah. So we will have one more tournament. We're conference on weekends, so that takes up most of our season. So we've got that Central Baptist tournament, like you said, and then we'll participate in one other one. And that'll carry us through from the end of August until, Thanksgiving-ish, when the conference tournament is. So it's nice for us is we go back and forth, home and away. So we made our big trips last year to New Mexico and San Antonio. So we'll have them at home. So that changes the dynamic of having to play those teams when you're the home team versus the traveling team. So excited. There's been some coaching changes in our conference. So, don't know what to expect from those programs with those coaching changes. So my goal is always, we don't want to just win the matches we're supposed to win. We want to try and beat some of those teams we haven't beat yet. So it will be a good year if we can, shake up Olu and Texarkana and Xavier and those teams that we have consistently fell to. So
should be fun. Well, Coach, I'm excited for you, for the program, for the schedule that has expanded to the point where it is, and it's going to be that again in 2025. We're going to follow the Wildcats through the course of this season, and we appreciate you taking time to preview 2025 with us here on the Summit. Coach Brittany Salloum, thank you again for your time.
Thank you.